Well, back to fog racing. It was the Japanese Grand Prix troops in which Max Verstappen won for Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz. Sounds like a trend of this season where it's one of those three that's doing something even though it's only Max and Sainz that have won races and Perez just playing second fiddle to Max. And I mean, it's either been a Ferrari 1-2 this season or a Red Bull 1-2. But what about the race? Well, it kicked off with a red flag. We're going to try and cover more F1. There's a big deal signed today. We'll get that discussed later on the channel, right? But the race kicked off. You've got Ricardo and Alexander Albon crashing into each other. Bit shite, if you ask me. Just who's at fault? Well, I'm not really too sure. I think it's one of those lap one incidents where there's no one really specifically to blame. But if you wanted to find blame with somebody, you'd probably blame Danny Ricciardo. And why is that? Because he's shite, folks. He's not doing much these days, Daniel Ricciardo. He's seriously not. I don't get why there was so much hype around him taking that second Red Bull seat. For me, you've got to give it to Yuki Tsunoda. Right? Because Perez is pish, even though he's been better this season than he was last season. Right? But if it's between Tsunoda and Ricciardo, why would you give it to Ricciardo over Tsunoda? It undermines everything about your young driver program. At least when they gave it to Perez, Perez was like, I mean, he wasn't necessarily on top, but he was having a decent season. You know, a couple of good years with Racing Point. It was like, oh my god, this guy's going to be out of contract for such a great 2020. He won that Sakir Grand Prix as well, and it's like, no, the guy deserves better than that, but obviously not going to go down that way for Sergio Perez, because we all thought the best for him, but it's not exactly went down. But yeah, we got our second restart. Alonso on the softs, Mercedes on the hards. Mercedes, they just don't. I think Mercedes are the fourth fastest team. I do just think Alonso's outperformed. I mean, I'm not going to pretend there's a massive gap between Aston Martin and Mercedes, but there is a gap between those two cars, I think, and McLaren and Piastri being on the level of like Hamilton, Russell, and Alonso. Might sum that up. Lance Stroll, no man's land, just pish yet again, doing nothing. But Leclerc, he produces a great one-stop strategy. Yuki Tsunoda, great race for him. Verstappen doing what he has to do. Red Bull doing what they have to do. Ferrari actually doing great stops. Yuki Tsunoda had a great pit stop. You know, it was one of those exciting races without an actual battle for the lead. There was a lot of overtakes, a lot of intrigue, but yeah, guys, it's probably going to be it is the best, you know, wheel-to-wheel race this season, but at the same time, you know, you're not going to overly talk about it too much, are you? Not too much about it, guys. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below, and until next time, leave your thoughts down below, and peace.